Alright, we're going to write simple expressions that record calculations with numbers. And then we're going to do the reverse of that, and we're going to interpret numerical expressions. So we're going to interpret some, and we're going to write some. So let's start off here with A. And A wants us to do the sum of 21 and 4 doubled. The sum of 21 and 4 doubled. And I'm sure we all remember sum equals the answer to addition. Answer to addition. Alright, and we go ahead and do a little model on a couple of these. So if we do a model, that'll maybe make sure we do the right idea here without thinking too much about any actual orders of operations. We talk about orders of operations. We do want to remember in elementary so far, we've kind of learned 2 rules, really, maybe 3. Let's go with 2. We've learned that you multiply and divide first, and you would add and subtract second. You do that all the time when you do some regrouping and multiplying, like 47 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Alright, you have a new problem here. This problem actually would read 4 plus 4 times 6. Well, you need to do 4 times 6 first. 24 plus 4 is 28. So that is an example of some order of operations. These are not the official order of operations. We have many, many more. You learn most of those in middle school, but we will use a little bit here. Alright, so we're going to do the sum of 21 and 4 in a picture. Well, just a nice tape diagram, something simple. We have 21 and we have 4, and that could represent 21 plus 4. And now we're going to double it, so we're going to replicate it as precise as possible. Oh, well, I wish I would have done that, huh? Alright, 4. So what we see here is we have 21 and 4 and 21 and 4. We've doubled it, so this is our times 2. As we know what double means. There's our times 2. So now let's see about the equation. If we're going to write an equation, so let's see the color for the equation. Well, sum is addition, the answer to addition, so 21 plus 4, and then we'd have times 2. So let's start with that idea. So what we've done is we've written the sum here of 21 and 4, so that's how we would find the sum, and then we need to double it. So, well, our first clue that we might consider is sum is an answer, right? So if sum is an answer, that's telling you you need to do 21 plus 4 first. So you have that to think about. And then you have right here our little model here. It has 21 and 4. And it has it 2 times. Well, certainly it wouldn't make sense then to do 21 plus 4 times 2 and maybe you got 50. That would be a common mistake there. Once again, doing 21 plus 4 times 2 and saying, well, 21 plus 4 is 25 times 2 equals 50. Because that's actually maybe our third rule is we start off on the left in math and we move to the right. So that's what you just did. Okay, but if we think about this other idea, it's not so much a rule as we ever discussed, but it's an idea that we should be multiplying first. That would change that. So when we write an equation, or in this case an expression, 21 plus 4 times 2, we need to be multiplying first. So the best way to show that would simply, to defeat that actually, it's already shown it right now. So we need to undo that and show, well, we want to do 21 plus 4 because that's what this is asking for. So what we're going to do is use the magic of parentheses. And what we have is an actual rule is the first order of operation would be to use your parentheses. Okay, so parentheses will always dictate you need to do this first in an expression or an equation. You need to do 21 plus 4 first. Just like our little model here that we drew here, I mean, we didn't really think about it. We just said, okay, let's do the sum of 21 4. So we did that. That's kind of the plus here. And then we just did it again because it said double. Well, in order to do that, we'd have to add 21 plus 4 first. Okay, the times 2 is really just showing it there 2 times. All right, so that is, and we do not need to evaluate. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be fun to evaluate by doing 21 plus 4 times 2, 50. Now, I do realize that that's what I showed down here as in possibly doing it the wrong way. But that was just, in this case, we lucked out because we went from left to right and we did it, okay? So if we would have actually been thinking, that's just a little luck there. All right, let's just move on. Let's go ahead and do B. 5 times the sum of 7 and 23. So let's just go straight to drawing an expression. 5 times the sum of what? 7 and 23. All right, so what are we going to do first in this? If again we just follow our normal thoughts, we'd say, oh, 5 times 7. And now in this case, either way, if you went 5 times 7, and you got 35 plus 23, and you got, what was that, 55? So don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the sum of 7 and 23. The sum of 7 and 23 first. By putting those parentheses, that dictates that that is the first thing we do. Once again, do not need to solve it, but it's so fun. How can you not? 7 plus 23 is 30 times 5 is going to be 150. All right, let's go straight to C. 2 times the difference between 49.5 and 37.5. All right, let's just do it. 2 times the difference. All right, well, what is difference? Can't hear you out there. What is difference? Yes. Difference would be subtract, take away. Just think about it. If I write this, I say, okay, what is the difference between that group of tick marks and that group of tick marks? Well, the difference is what's alike is 4. Well, that's what's different. So difference is always going to be taken away and seeing what's left over. All right, so we're going to do 49.5 minus 37 and 5/10. All right. So again, just like sum wants you to get an answer, it's not asking you to subtract it. It says I need the answer of 49 minus 5 and 37.5, and then I need 2 times that. So that's where our parentheses need to go. All right, and that's a pretty easy problem there. You can probably see that's 2 times 49 minus 37 is 12, 24. Here we're going to work that one out. D, the sum of 3 15s and 4 2s. The sum, so we're going to be adding the sum. This one's a little different. The sum of 3 15s and 2. What would be 3 15? That's what you need to think about. What is 3 15s? How do we can do 15 plus 15 plus 15. So, oops. Sorry about that. Well, you know what? Good thing I'm messing that up because do we really want to do 15 plus 15 plus 15? No, we want to do 3 times 15, right? So the sum of 3 15s is best written like that. All right, and then it says and the sum, and that's where our plus is, so plus 4 2s. Now it doesn't want us just to write 4 2s, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, or even the answer, 4 times 2 is 8. They want us to write the expression or equation for it, so we're actually going to do and 4 2, so 4 times 2. All right, so now again, if you were just to you apply the correct rules to math, that might actually work out for you with this one. But let's go ahead. I mean, let's ask you, do you need parentheses? Okay, we need to find the sum, the answer to adding these two. We need to know what 3/15 is, and we need to know what 4/2 is. So, and adding those together. So you actually do need to multiply first, and that's what you would do in this equation. So you can get away without putting parentheses, and this would be correct. But there's nothing wrong with, if you're following the rule, you could put the parentheses in where they already, if this is what happens first, then that's fine. And yeah, there's two of them, so no, it doesn't. And this is where, when you have two of them, by the way, you're going to go left to right. So you would do 3 times 15 first, and then 4 times 2, but it wouldn't matter. It's just, that's just a good practice to start doing. Okay, if you solve that, that'd be 45 plus 8, 53. Okay, so again, this one's a little bit different. And the parentheses aren't actually necessary, but it does clean up the problem and make it look a little bit easier to solve. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to move over to, well, okay, we could do E here real quick. Okay, let's go to a different color here. And we're going to do the difference between 9 37s and 8 37s. Okay, the difference between 9 37s. You want to write 37 9 times, or 37 nines, either one, or you want to write that? That's what I want to do. And 8 37s, okay? 8 times 37. And again, our rule is going to be, we would have to multiply first. So we do not need to put in parentheses, but I just would always. It just makes me feel cozy and warm. And now I feel much better. And you know what? Maybe that makes you look at it. And if you really look at this problem, it's super duper easy. We'll learn that we will not be doing 9 times 37 and then 8 times 37 and then subtracting them. Nope, 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 nope. What you would see there is, well, there's only one more 37 over here. Okay, there's one more. So it's going to equal 37. All right, F, the triple the sum of 45 and 55. Triples. Do we know triple? Like in baseball, you hit it, you hit the third base. Triple 3 times the sum. We're adding again the sum of 45 and 55. All right, so we're going to triple 100. 300 your answer. What we want to do is put the parentheses in there, because it wants you to add this first. You would not be doing 3 times 45 and then adding 55. All right, so that is writing simple expressions. Now let's go ahead and interpret some numerical expressions. All right, so let me just slide on over. All right, and we're going to look at A. All right, so now it wants us to write the word. So let's just look at this. We have 10 times, in parentheses, 2.5 plus 13.5. All right, so we're going to start off with 10 times, oops. So, and then look at our operation. Are we adding or subtracting? 10 times, and we are adding. Okay, the answer to addition is sum. So 10 times the sum of, and then our two add-ins, 2.5 and 13.5, of 2.5 and 13.5. Done. And then now, yay, we got to solve them. All right, so we're doing 10 times, and again, you could take your time, line these up, do 13.5 plus 2.5. If you start to get the mental approach, I see we have one hole in those tens I can make, and then I have 15 ones, so that should be 16 times 10 is 160. Again, take your time and do that. I'm just giving you the answer and the thought process. And if you can do that as well, then that's fine too. All right, this one is going to be 98 minus 78, 11 times, right? It's going to be 11 times. So the difference, we're subtracting, we are subtracting the difference of 98 and 78, and how many times? 11 times. I need to put a little comma there. 11 times, right? If there wasn't a comma there, that would look wrong, so there must belong in that case. All right, and we can evaluate that one. 98 minus 78 is 20 times 11. Now you could do mental math here, and the way you should train your brain to do this mentally is to break this apart. We can distribute, and we'll go 2 times 10 times 11 is our new equation. Actually, I should have done that in reverse. So let me just do same idea. Doesn't really matter, but just to make it a little bit easier for my brain, right? That's why we're doing this. So now I have 22 times 10, increase 22 one place value, and you will get 2, 2, 0. Yes, adding on a 0 is increasing it one place value. All right, C, 71 plus 9, the sum of 71 plus 29 gets easy once you get going. And how many times do we need that? We need that, comma, 26 times. Okay, this better be easy, right? It's like, wait a minute. I'm not in a mode to do math here. I'm in the mode to interpret. But we can see 71 plus 29. If you could see, that's 100. Good job. It's 100 times 26. That's super duper easy. We're just going to increase 26 1, 2 place values. All right. Last one, D. Let's duty right here. All right, we have 50 times 2 plus 15 times 2. All right, well, we have another the sum of, so the sum of, how about 50 2 times, or double 50, you can put either one, 50 doubled, 50 doubled, and you put either one, by the way, and should write it in word form. I see I did a couple of those numbers. You know, it's okay if you want to write 15 doubled in a number, but it's good practice to occasionally write these numbers. 15 doubled. Sorry, I get a little sloppy here at the end of my stylus. All right, the sum of 50 doubled, the sum 50 doubled, and 15 doubled. So check it over like I just did. Make sure it's making sense. Okay, and we should see that it's going to be just 100 plus 30, and the value of this expression is 130. All right, and that is interpreting expressions as well as writing them. And that concludes this video.